Hello Slapafish community, welcome back to another World Tanks Concept video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the earn up for the Monster Hunter op that you can earn a monster tank from. So there's currently only 8 tanks that you can earn from this Halloween mode, from the earn up. Most from every other year, you can earn every single one of them. Have a chance to earn every one from the all available ones, but not all of them are available, like the Arachnid or the Lycan or the Kaiju, for example. Now, I must tell you this, that you can only pick one Halloween tank from this list. Currently, there are 8 available. They are the Bellerophon, the Dragon, the Death Chariot, the Hollen Hel, the Inferno, the Wraith, the Pharaoh's Fury, and the Asterion. Those are the 8 that you can choose from, and you can only choose one. Once you choose one, the earn up will end. So I'm just going to go through a quick rundown through the tanks. Okay, so let's start off with the easiest. The easiest ones to earn up. The 100 points. You can earn these 2 tanks with 100 points. The first one is the Bellerophon. The Bellerophon is a hold down beast. This is the most heavily armored Centurion. So if you like Centurions, then this one is really good for you. It also has .33 accuracy, and it has 10 degrees of gun depression. And it's heavily armored for the Centurion because the space armor that it has all over the tank. And it also has a great DPM, a decent DPM, I would say, at 1,840. Now let's move on to the other tank that you can earn at 100 points, which is the Dragon. This is a tier 7 Chinese light tank, and this is one of the 2 light tanks in the earn up you can have. And this is the more passive light tank. This one the Dragon is one that you want to play more passive, because it's low top speed at 60 kilometers. You don't really have the speed to go fight other light tanks. But you can. But your gun does do 180 damage, and if you can get your high explosive to work, it does 300 damage, and its speed range is 390, which is workable. Definitely workable with the definitely good at tier 7. And it does help you out because of your low top speed of 60 kilometers. Now let's move up a tier. Move up a little bit harder. Those were the 100 points. The 100 points were the Bellerophon and the Dragon. Now let's move to the 250 points, which is the Death Chariot and the Hollen Hel. Now, the Death Chariot is the tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. Now, this is one of the 2 heavy tanks on the list. So this tank has 460 alpha, which is a lot for a tank of this class. Not like a super heavy like the Malbreaker or the Icebreaker, but it does 460 alpha. But it has low standard penetration at 208, and its premium is 250, which is heat penetration. But this tank's all about the gun, the high alpha, the 460, and it's actually pretty good armor. 240 millimeters on its frontal turret, and its upper plate has 120 millimeters and 140 on its lower plate. It's not a pike nose, it's just kind of angled back. That's what it is. Definitely much better than pike nose, in my opinion. So, now we're going to move on to the second light tank that you can earn at 250 points, which is the Hollen Hel. This is the tier 8 German light tank. This is the more active scout. More active light tank because of the top speed. It's 72.4 forward speed. This tank is known for its hot speed at 72.4, like I said. It's HEP round that has high explosive. It's high explosive HEP rounds. They have 102 millimeters of penetration, able to do 320 damage per shot if you can get on the pin. And also, this tank does have 410 meters of view range to go along with that amazing top speed. Now let's move up another level. So those were the 250 points. The Chariot and the Hollen Hel. Let's move on to the Wraith. The 375 points. The Wraith and the Inferno. The Wraith is basically a Panzer 58 Mutz, but slower, but more heavily armored. The Wraith has a whole bunch of space armor around it, and its space armor is 25 millimeters thick. So that means you can bounce like some shots from this tank, especially if you side scrape. If you watch the replay that I'm showing off, I do bounce some shots off. It is very possible to bounce shots with this 25 millimeters of armor, space armor. It's great. Really good at side scraping, and yeah. Also, the tank does 300 damage with a bright DPM at 2,169 for a medium tank. Now, let's move on to the other tank at 375 points, which is the Inferno. The Inferno has the highest alpha on a medium tank at tier 8, and it's been holding strong for a very long time. Now, that is not a derp gun. This tank hits for 440. It also has pretty good horsepower per ton at 15.76, and it actually has really good armor. And all the space armor on this tank is 50 millimeters thick, plus with that 203 millimeters of thickness on its turret, it can actually go hold down and be pretty effective with that 440, and its low silhouette and its quite good horsepower per ton allows this to be a quite agile medium tank with a big gun. The gun is quite derpy. It's kind of inaccurate, derpy little gun, but once it hits hard. Now let's move on to the hardest tanks to earn. At 550 points, the Asterion and the Pharaoh's Fury. Now, I'll quickly go over the Pharaoh's Fury. I'm not really going to say much about it. This is the only Cold War Halloween tank that you can earn, and I don't have this one. This is the one I'm going for. I do know it has decent good armor, and I believe it's an arrow too. That's the only thing I can say. So let's move on to the Asterion. Now the Asterion is the other heavy tank on this list. This tank has really good frontal armor. It's really thick. It also has the giant plow on the front. The giant plow has 80 millimeters of armor at the front, and the armor behind it is like a bowl shape. It's like a oval shape. So the armor is anywhere from 150 to 88 millimeters of thickness behind the plow. So you got the plow that's 80 millimeters, then you got a whole range of armor values, so it gives you really good armor. Also, you hit for 360, and I gotta say that your cupola is your weak point on this tank, but by a weak point, it does have 200 millimeters of armor. That should tell you how strong this tank is on the front. And also, it can side scrape pretty well. Yeah, the Chariot is really good, I would say. It's for 360, but if you want a higher alpha gun, then that would be the Death Chariot. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope this helped. If it did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, been Slapafish because while we're done, and peace out. See ya.